So this is a Swift Challenger High Style 580. Just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. In the front locker you've got two gas bottle tie downs here and here. Carry a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles. You can also have you can have two gas pipes connected at any time with this particular van, as you have a gas changeover valve in the centre here, which you spin round so the green side is pointing towards the gas bottle you want to use. So like I said, two gas bottles, and at the top here you've got an indicator that goes green to let you know when the gas is on, or goes red to let you know when the gas has run out. You'll also find your leg winder in the front locker. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got your Aldi heating and hot water flue. That is very simply there to allow the heating system to breathe, or to be a flue like you have on the side of your house. And then you have two wind down legs at the front on either side down the bottom here to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You've got a pickup pipe that drops down inside the ack roll. You do need to make sure that it's fully submerged before you try and turn the water pump on. And to use the water pump, you've got a blue trigger on top here that you release or push into the side of the van to connect it. You've then got your battery box and mains power lead box. So you've got your mains power lead coming in from the power on site, and we put a battery on there at the moment to demonstrate everything is working as it should. Then got your two fridge vents. Two fridge vents very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of those is also a gas flue for when you're in the fridge on gas. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts before the caravan leaves site, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover so you can see it is operating correctly. Coming down the back of the van, you've got your grey waste pipes just here. So you've got your two grey pipes that go into the larger diameter holes on each of these, and then they drop down inside your waste master. Going towards the back of the van, you've got the toilet flush tank. You put this 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom, you've got your toilet waste cassette, which you remove by pulling out the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees, tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And the orange button on the back of the cassette is a pressure relief button for when you're tipping the waste away so it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll need to put 1 litre of water in there and a cap full of the blue fluid. On the back of the van, you've got your wind down legs on either side of the rear to stabilise the van. As I said before, you don't lift the caravan with these legs, it could potentially damage the floor. Then got your storage locker for underneath the bed at the rear. You've got your 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning. Locker with your TV stand in, and then you've got an underbed storage, last wind down leg, and your barbecue gas point. Going on to the inside of the caravan now. Behind me, above the door, we have the main control panel. So you've got your main power on just here, on and off. You've got your exterior light, your two dimming lights above the front cabinets, which you can dim by pressing the button here on the centre on the right hand side. And then you have your internal roof lights on the button just here also. You then got your water pump switch at the bottom, which I'll come back to in a moment. First thing we need to do is make sure in the cabinet on the front right hand side of the van, the yellow valve is parallel with the floor before we try and fill the water system up. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all the water out of the system onto the floor underneath the van. And if it's flat with the floor as it is at the moment, it will allow you to fill the system up. Underneath the seat on the right hand side, you'll also find your 240 trip switches. So underneath this panel here, you'll find your 240 trip switches. Little tip for you, if you hit the test switch and this switch doesn't drop down, it just has, then it means there is no mains power coming to the caravan from the caravan site you're on. Across the top there, you have your charger switch and your heating and hot water switch. You need to make sure both of these turned on. You also need to make sure the button on the far end of the consumer unit is also turned on. You'll see another little panel at the other end with your 12-volt fuses under it, and again it will give you an indicator on the door of what each of these is for, the same as the 240 trip switches. Once that yellow valve is flat with the floor, we can come over to every tap on the caravan and open them all up on the hot side of the water system. As you can see, I've already filled the system up, but you can open all the taps up on the hot side. As when you leave the caravan after each use, you're supposed to drain it down, so you'd open all the taps up in the central position. And then what you do is open the yellow valve up underneath the seat, and that will drain the system down completely. All the taps open on the hot side. You'd then come over to your water pump switch, turn the water pump on, and the water system will start filling up. Once the water system is full, you'll have water running continuously out of every tap on board the caravan. But like I said, you just need to do the hot side. The cold side will pull straight from the ack roll itself. Once your hot water tank is full and you've bled the system the way we've just showed you, you can then think about warming the water on board the van. That's where the little Aldi control panel comes in here on the left hand side above the door. Power on and off on the button on the bottom left hand side here. When it's on, you'll have a green light. Hit the menu button and it'll take you into the options. So top right hand corner here, you've got an indicator. It's got mains power coming into the caravan, and then below that you've got the current room temperature. At the bottom it's got the indicator for a timer for heating and hot water. Press the menu button, and at the top here you've got your room temperature. You've got plus or minus for your room temperature, all the way up to 30 degrees. Below that you've got your water temperature. You've got water temperature on, or hot water on, and hot water boost when this bar is completely full. Below that, you've got your amount of power coming into the caravan from the caravan site you're on. So you've either got off, 1, 2, or 3 kilowatts, depending on what site you're on. If you're on a site with 1 kilowatt, then you'd use the 1 kilowatt. If you're on a site with 3 kilowatts, you'd use the 3 kilowatts. It is only relevant to the heating and hot water systems, not to anything else on board the van. To ignite the gas on the caravan, you'll press the gas button here. The gas system will self-ignite as long as the gas bottle is turned on, and if it fails to ignite, you'll get gas fail appear at the bottom of the screen with 2 exclamation marks. You have got some advanced settings in the control panel on the right hand side here on this cog symbol. However, we do advise for these that you read the manual and fully understand them before you start playing with the settings in the heating and hot water systems. So that's your heating and hot water and how to fill the water system up. Next up, we're going to go to the fridge. So we've got power on the front of the fridge. As you can see, at the moment it's operating on mains power. So if you're on mains, you can use the button here on the right hand side, or if you're on gas, to control the fridge temperature. You can use the arrow on the top right hand side here to change the power source. So you've got auto, and as you can see it's gone straight to mains power. You've got 12 volt mode here. So 12 volt mode is for when you're towing down the road. Essentially what it'll allow you to do is use the fridge as a call box. If you have the correct connection on your car, then it'll pull the 12 volt power from the car to the caravan. It does not work off the 12 volt battery on board the van. So it's only for towing, and it is only a call box. Like I said though, if you haven't got the right connection, you'll see something very similar to what we're seeing now. The warning symbol will say there's no power source, and that there is no, and then the 12 volt light flashing below it. You've then got the option to run gas. Now if it fails to ignite on gas, it's going to do very similar to what it's just done with the 12 volt mode. It's going to flash the blue pilot light here. It's also going to bring up the warning light on the left hand side, and it will also make a bleeping noise. Again, you control the temperature of the fridge on gas on this button on the right hand side. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much like your household appliances. The microwave will only work if you're on 240 mains. The same as the electric hob on the back of the hob itself. However, the rest of it will work off the gas supply, like your normal oven would at home. Storage underneath the bed, you simply lift the bed up and it will allow you to access the storage underneath of it. Then coming into the bathroom, the first thing I'll say about the bathroom is if you have the heating on, please be aware that the towel rail or the radiator in the bathroom does hold a lot of heat. Light switch for the bathroom, just on the side of the cabinet there with the sink on it. And then the toilet system is very simple to use. You've got an electric flush on top of the toilet here, which allows you to flush the toilet system. A red light will appear here when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself actually turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're removing the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, you do need to make sure the toilet seat is back in this central position. Below the toilet, you'll see the grey waste handle. Now to allow the waste into the cassette under the van, you need to have it in the open position, as it is now. And when you're not using the toilet, you'll have it in the closed position, and that is the central position where it is now. One thing to also remember is you do need to have it in the closed position when you try to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan. If you don't, it could potentially damage the toilet waste cassette when you try to remove it from under the van. One last thing I'm going to show you on this particular caravan is how to set the bed up at the front. Bed at the front of the van, very, very simple to use. You've got the rail here at the bottom that allows you to pull out the bed. You pull it all the way out, all the way to the end, and then you'll find some little tabs at the end here that they lock into place with. You'd then use the cushions from either side to drop down into the centre to make the centre part of the bed up. And we do advise that this hump section here, you turn over and put to the outside, so it stops it from being underneath the base of your back while you're trying to sleep. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please, the Swift Challenger High Style 580, then please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.